Hey, what's up, y'all? This is the Capsule Pack. It's from Aer, and it's a combination, a little collaboration between Aer and this place called 9 Hours, which have these like pods in Japan. It actually looks really sweet. This thing's available in 2 sizes, a 40-liter version and a 35-liter version. And here's my deal on this bag. I think it's very burly and durable. You'll see this in the exterior materials. It's got a great harness system, straps, the back padding. It's got a nice rigid frame in the back of it. The big YKK zips that are all chunky, but they have the water seal on them so they can be a little resisty. But then also the handles all around the bag, and as you know, every time you pick up and set it down, it feels really good to just be gripping on, you know, that. It's kind of a big funky handle in some ways, but it does its work, you know. It feels, when you put your hand down to pick it up, it's right there. This top pocket I actually really love. It's up here at the top of the bag, okay? And the thing about it is, it's quite large. It's like you can fit, can you see in here in the back, there's maybe, you know, 2 inches of just like dimension made into the bag. There's a little bit of simple pocketing up here, like little like organizer things. My MacBook Pro power adapter fits perfectly right in there. Then you got a little mesh zippered thing up here on the top. So tech stuff like cables, maybe things that you don't use all the time but you want to have, go right in there. But this is perfect for Bluetooth headphones. Just throw them right in. A Kindle maybe. All those on-the-go items that you might need when you're on the go. All kept right here at the top of the bag. But my one criticism here is this zipper is actually, the way that it's set up, it wants to give us access to this whole thing, which is good. I need the visibility in here, especially if I'm gonna use this upper pocket. But what unfortunately that does is it means that I'm always pulling like around a corner or something like that. Now, these zippers are YKK number 10 with water guard seals on them. So they're not super easy to move, and they will get a little bit easier over time, but here's the deal. Right next to these zippers are these little zipper pulls. I'm glad that Aer and Capsule designed these into here because it allows me to hold that while I zip that up. Now I'm closing it, so I'm gonna grab the other side, and that works fine. So getting around that just requires 2 hands. So not the quickest access, but I do love that I have these items all at the top of my bag for when I need to grab them when I'm in transit. You got a few minutes at the gate. You got there a little, like, it's like you got a few minutes. Where are my stuff? Oh, it's all in that one pocket at the top of the bag. It's all perfectly capable of getting to right now really quick. Now it's got a duffel opening on the top, okay? It may be inspired by that 9 Hours pod design. And inside, I think there's plenty of space. The good thing about this bag is the inside, it's all for just filling up with stuff. There's no gimmicks. There's no other shoe compartment. If you have shoes you want to do, just have them in some little bag that you want to keep the dirt off your other stuff with. Put them in the main compartment. They're going to fit. All right, let's get this thing on the table and walk through the pocketing. Okay, so I just had this packed out for a trip I did to Mexico, just a really quick trip. I used this bag just to throw stuff in. Now, here's our duffel pocket. Don't worry. I'm gonna show you what this looks like with actual packing cubes in a second. But here's our duffel pocket opening that is to our main compartment, the whole thing of the bag except for this top pocket here, this quick access pocket, this water bottle pocket here, and then this laptop pocket in the back. Okay, so the lid opens like one of those portholes. You've got a porthole into your bag. And on this side, one big mesh pocket, and Aer used this really thick mesh on this one, which feels super burly, almost over burly, but you actually love it because it provides some structure in the bag. I threw my iPad in there, and it just felt like it might as well have been a tablet container. For this trip, it was just a quickie, so I threw in some shorts. These are from Oliver's. I love these men's board shorts. I normally use their all-over short. It's what was packed in here, but I grabbed it because I went for a jog this morning. Just a simple t-shirt from a surf shop nearby, and then a jacket that I can use for like every occasion. Now, this is actually a retired item. They don't even make this anymore. I love this. So I'm looking for a new jacket to replace that. Now, I was wearing sandals the whole time because Mexico, but these are what I packed away in the bag because Vans don't take up very much space and they're a nice flat-footed shoe. Then, of course, you gotta have your chocolate. For some reason, that's how I roll. And I brought this little travel foam roller, which I love because I like to roll out my my thighs. That actually is the most painful place I've found. For some reason, I'm a glutton for punishment. So now this is the 45-liter bag, and here's the capacity on it. You can see where that top pocket cuts into the space just a little bit, and you're looking at, you know, that amount of space. Here's a look at that top pocket from bird's eye view. Again, just a couple pouches up top. This little guy for, you know, boarding passes maybe. Perfect spot for a tech case, like the Bellroy Tech case. You just throw that right in there. One of my other favorite pouches, the Brown Buffalo Porter Pen pouch, because you can just throw all those little items in there. That can fit perfectly right in there if that was your sort of go-to quick access spot. I love that they've got the pocket like this with the space. It just feels it's like it's nice. Que bueno. Here's a couple packing cubes. This is the Peak Design packing cube, which is pretty much my favorite. It's really thin and light, but durable, and it expands, contracts, has dirty clothes side, clean clothes side. Here's another like sort of just comparable thing from Nomadic that's a little bit smaller. This thing gobbles up the packing cubes. You can fit a bunch in here, and I think they might have some packing cubes that are perfectly made for this. But as you can see, it's actually a little taller than the Peak, and that goes all the way throughout. So you'll want to go like, you know, you could do two Peak, like large. This Peak is like representative of a lot of different packing cube sizes. This is like the large size on a lot, like Tom Binn's packing cubes. They have this exact size as well. Even the thickness and the dimensions tend to line up pretty well across different packing cubes. And you can see here that I could probably fit another layer of very thin packing cubes or have a different like a organizer of some kind. But for me, this is enough clothes for me to live in for like a month or even longer if as long as I'm able to do laundry. But that's my like uber minimal capsule wardrobe at effect. I would prefer not to live in just that. Now you can see that this is packed up here, and that is cutting into, it's pushing up against this thing, so it has a little bit less ease of use up here. But it's still segmented and easy to access from the outside of the bag. So as opposed to putting things, you know, cramming things up in here, you've just got one little access point on the back of the bag. So when you're in transit, this always stays closed. And you can see how I have to like reposition my hands to open this and close this because it goes all the way around. So the bag is very burly. There's a lot of movements like this that you're doing, but it's going to last a very long time too. So maybe there's something in that like you really actually enjoy. There's definitely a personality in it to me. Now here's the 35 liter. Let's see what kind of packing cubes we can fit into there. They come with a shoulder strap as well in case you wanted to use it, you know, with one over the shoulder boulder holder. Here's that same packing cube from Peak, and that fits pretty perfect actually right there. So this would be the perfect bag or packing cube for that. And then you want to go for something smaller than this. Honestly, the Peak has a small packing cube, which is like perfect size for that. Or this is where you have a DOP kit thrown in. That's probably the best way to roll. So here you have a very clean, minimal, sort of modular organization inside your 35-liter bag. It has a great harness system. Honestly, I really like this thing. The padding is simple, but it's effective down the back. You get this nice breathability, big handle right here. These straps come off in case you ever want to carry it with the included over-the-shoulder boulder holder. I don't know. I mean, to me, backpack is the way to carry an object like this, but sometimes fashion requires you to connect that strap here and carry it like a big sort of, you know, just a big bag like this instead of on your back. But honestly, these straps are legit. They're stiff, they're rigid, they don't feel like they don't have a nice density of materials in a way, but it doesn't matter because you've got good load lifters on here that help pull the bag a little bit up and forward. and the straps feel nice and solid when you put them on. I actually like the rigidness of these straps. They're padded on the inside, so I don't want to give the feeling that there's anything that's not like necessarily soft about them. But I like that they have like a, I don't know, they just have a stiffness to them. And I like that a lot. It almost feels like cardboard in there, but I know that it's not. I like the stiffness because it distributes some of that weight across my back a little bit, or across the whole shoulder a little bit more. And I like these load lifters just because they pull the bag a little tighter to me down there, or up there rather. And one more thing, there is a rigid frame sheet in here. Now my laptop's in there right now, but this from the top down, I can't really push on it. It's a nice rigid frame sheet. That helps this whole thing to distribute whatever weight throughout the entirety of the, you know, it's good. I like the frame sheet. Thanks, Aer. Now, the laptop pocket is this whole back part here, and it goes down about 3/4 of the way. Down on one side, you've got a little underwear place for your, you know, papers. Your business papers, man. Then here's my 15-inch MacBook Pro, right? So I think you could maybe fit some, you could definitely fit a 16-inch. I don't know about a 17-inch though. You're like right there. And you can see a little tag here with the Cordura and the Aer 9 Hours collab label guy thing. All right, so are you looking for a travel bag right now? Is that your like, are you on a purchasing journey trying to find the right travel bag for you? Here's a few you should know about. Obviously the other Aer stuff, here's their travel bag. This is like, why would you go with this or this one? This one has this great organization panel. This is, I have to confess, this is the X-Pack version. This was a limited edition and it's quite nice. But this has this whole big flat front organization pocket, which I like, and external pockets, a little bit more action. But check out my review on that. That'll be in, did you check out my review on that? That'll be in the show notes, which is the description on YouTube. I do like at a time code when I mention anything like that Bellroy Tech Kit, like there'll be a link right to when I mentioned that, like, and how to get more info on that. I do try. So there'll be a link to that one, as well as you gotta check out the Peak Design travel bag. You know about this one? A little more expensive, but look how sleek and nice this thing is. It needs to be known about, right? Or my favorite budget pick right now, the Light Haul from Kathmandu. You know, these guys are like, Kathmandu is like one of the biggest companies in the world in Australia, but they have like people out of America, we've never really heard about it. We're like, isn't that a mountain? But their Light Haul travel bag is actually for the price, like I'll link to my description on that below. What about the Topo? Typically, look at this. If you're either already drawn to the aesthetic or you're like, ew, get that out of here. But another burly, solid option with great external access. But look at this guy. This is the Dispatch travel bag. Now, this bag I have tons of love for. It's just one big burly sack, couple little external access pockets and stuff. I've done a whole video review on this thing. But which I'll link to below, and you could watch it if you're interested in more, because I like Dispatch a lot. I like the bags that they make. I like their ethos as a company. Fits so much stuff, and then it has this really great, I love the materials on the back and the strap. For some reason, carrying big loads with this thing just feels really easy. So there's some options for you, but here's the deal. I've got a web page that's gonna help you find the bag that you need to find. It'll be the first link below in the YouTube description. Go to that web page. It's my favorite travel bags. You'll be able to click right there, watch videos on them, just get a sense of what the prices are, all that jazz on the Matterful.co. This stuff that matters. Okay, that's it. Welcome to the dark and stormy version of whatever I'm doing on this YouTube channel, because the light, like I was just like, I'm not gonna turn on all these lights. I'm not good at making videos, right? I'm good at talking about bags that are interesting to me. But maybe that's exactly what makes me good at making videos. I've been sick for damn near 2 weeks straight, but I just did a huge update to the website, which I'm stoked on, because now it makes my life a lot easier. I'm just entering products there, all the information that I have on them, like this one. if I do my job right, will be on there when this video goes live. And like all the bits that I'm talking about here are going to be there for people who are, you know, more reedy. This is the dream of travel. The dream of travel is that if you just get it locked in, you're really modular, you're really capable, you're really it's a way of getting freedom. That's something that's so interesting about this collaboration. Like, I don't know how this came to be between Aer and Nine Hours, but 9 Hours seems really cool. Like, you go there, there's like sleeping pods and like desks and a coffee shop in the bottom. It's just a millennial's haven. I wonder if people are even meeting each other there. It's like everybody's got their Bluetooth headphones on. But we just got back from this trip in Mexico. We went for like a couple days. That's it. Nothing. Went just like super fast just because we could, because we live in San Diego. And just being on the road for that little bit away from home with my family just locks in like Voltron and in different ways, you know, and it helps that family formation shit happen. Which, by the way, if you're interested in family formation, I've got a resource for you. I'll put a link in the description below at this time code. I'm into family formation right now. I'm into that. The idea of like, how does a family become a family? Like, how are you going to do it your way? Do you know what I mean? Like, how are you, like, not just how you're supposed to do it, how even are you supposed to do it? You know, I didn't even have a good map of that, but to be able to do it the way that, you know, that your kids need you to do it. I don't know, family formation's real. For those of you who don't have kids, like, it's very real to have kids. It makes life very real in some ways that I find valuable, but at the same time, totally cumbersome. But getting on the road feels good, and I hope you're like finding a way to get on the road, and you can get on the road in your own town, right? You can just get out of the house and with nothing but your backpack for the whole day. Like, I'm going to parks. I'm going to use the parks in my city. All right, let's end it there. I love talking with you. I can't wait to do this more. I'm sorry I've been sick for the last couple weeks. I've got big plans, kind of. There's certainly a big launch coming up soon. You want to be on the email list at matterful.co. You want to be a subscriber of this channel for updates on certain releases that I am certainly associated with. I got so many things I had like so many things around the office I just want to make videos for you on. It's just a matter of doing them one at a time. My hope is that someone gets into a travel bag looking for travel bags that through tools that I made, that they're going to get into something that they're going to stick with for a really long time. And that you won't have to spend that money again. Now you've got a tool that you can use. Marshall McLuhan talks about how our tools change us. That was an us. But all of a sudden, they turned into a bit of our tools change us. L'chaim. But our tools change Subscribe if you're interested in this kind of stuff and the kind of tools that are worth living with and the kinds of bags that enable a life on the go. I don't know. Tools change us. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.